Hey guys, it's Bryson, and for this week I kind of wanted to talk about, in a nutshell, the main subject is what I want to be when I grow up. And I get this question a lot, and I know I'm 21 years old and I haven't gone anywhere in my life, but there's a reason for that. Um, but even saying so, I still have potential goals and dreams that I'm wanting to go after. And I get this question a lot at work, as well as I get the question of where I'm going with my transition, what all I want to get done, and how far along I am, and things along those lines. So I thought we could update the whole trans situation as well and make it one big old video about what I'm going to be when I grow up. So that's what we're doing right now. So when it comes to transition-wise, and we're going to talk about this first just because this is kind of something that I really am supposed to be making these videos about, but I never got around to it. We're going to talk about the fact that I've had a lot of people question what surgeries I'm getting along the lines. And this isn't just at work, this is Tumblr related, as well as families have asked me and all sorts of things along those lines. And I figured we might as well cover exactly what I am planning on doing, as well as what I am not planning on doing. So when it comes to chest surgery, I've gotten a lot of questions about that just because I do bind my chest, and I do worry about my chest dysphoria a lot. I don't get it as often as I used to, but I do still get it. And the big question was, for me, was to wait till about a year on T and see how comfortable I am with my body and whether or not I need to get it. I'm currently 7.5 months on T, and I haven't really gotten any further in wanting to know if I want to get it off or not. But when it comes to surgery in itself, I personally feel like if I don't have to put myself underneath a knife, I'm not going to. So when it comes to chest surgery, I don't think I'm going to get it. Now, don't quote me on this years from now when I am so uncomfortable with my chest that I decide to take it off. That might still happen. As of right now, in the near future, I do not plan on getting top surgery. I have a very tiny chest as it is, and the little binding that I do, I don't wear a binder anymore. I just kind of wear a sports bra or KT tape. I use that sometimes, and it doesn't hurt too bad to do either one of those, so I don't find it necessary to worry about a surgery that's going to hurt a hell of a lot more than just binding as it is right now. I've also gotten the question about bottom surgery. Now, when it comes to bottom surgery, I'm comfortable with what I have. I'm comfortable with presenting myself as a man that has the part he has. I don't feel like I need to construct anything to make myself more of a man, and I don't feel that I need any surgery that will close off what I have, because I do enjoy having what I have. Now, I get the thing said to me a lot about the fact that I'm not trans enough because I don't want to close off what I have, and I don't want to get bottom surgery. I think that's a very, very stupid thing to say. Bottom surgery does not make you any less of a man or any more of a man than you already are or already feel like you are. Now, this isn't trying to hit at anybody who does get bottom surgery. If bottom surgery makes you comfortable, then by all means, go do it. Because it's all about making yourself comfortable. I myself am personally comfortable with my body. Like, I enjoy my body. I find it very fitting. And it becomes more and more fitting as the months of T go on, because things are changing and I enjoy that. I feel like that's the only thing I need to change, is what's already being changed. Now, if you don't want to get surgeries, any of them, and you don't want to transition at all either, that's perfectly fine. You're still trans enough. Keep that in mind. No one can tell you how you identify. It's yourself. It's you. You identify as you. And that's perfectly fine. And if you feel so comfortable with yourself that you don't need to transition, that's fucking great. Like, mad respect to you, man, because I personally don't feel that way. But that doesn't mean that other people don't. And that's great that you can feel so comfortable in your body that you don't feel like you need to change. I give you mad props, and I think that's awesome. If I could, I would totally not do anything that I've done over the past couple months. I would totally not go through a transition if I could. But I was just not comfortable with myself in the way that I am, so I changed things. So then when we're talking about the whole transition thing, the whole thing, where I'm at, and where I plan on being, I'm currently 7/7.5 months on T. A lot of things have changed over the past couple months. My voice has definitely gotten deeper. Things have grown. My face is starting to become more shaped like a male's. It's taking a lot longer than I expected it to for me to look the way I wanted to. And that's a little upsetting, but I'm talking with my endocrinologist about maybe upping my dosage here soon. And that's really the only reason why it's been taking so long, is because of how low of a dosage I'm on. I'm a really, really tiny dude, and they were afraid that by giving me so much testosterone, it could make me keel over. And so they kept me at a low dosage, which is perfectly fine because obviously I don't want to die in the middle of my transition. That would be really awful. That's where I stand right now, is 7 months on T, and voice is relatively, is a hell of a lot deeper than it was. My face is definitely a lot different. Obviously, my hair growth has changed a lot too. I am losing my hairline, which is okay. It's okay. But I've also, just a couple days ago, noticed that I am getting facial hair very, very slowly. I have like 3 chin hairs that I'm very proud of, and I'm starting to get some hair on my lip, which is nice. But I've also been shaving my face ever since I was pre-T, just because I was hoping that in the efforts of shaving my face, my hair would grow, which obviously didn't happen until I started T, which I'm so fucking happy about these little chin hairs. Like, I don't think you understand. They make me the happiest man in the world. And I'm not even wanting to shave. Like, I don't even want facial hair. I'm just proud that I have them there. And I don't know. And it's fucking great. But, that being said, another question I get is what I'm planning on doing when I'm finally out of college and finally on my own. Right now, I'm working to get a car. I work at a place I used to work at 3 years ago, and yes, a lot of things have changed since then, and there's a lot of things that still need to change, but that's what I'm doing. I'm working for a car and then potentially an apartment, which is something that I plan on doing here shortly. I just need to save up that money, which is a lot harder than I thought it was going to be, but hopefully I'll be able to get that soon. So then when it comes to what exactly I plan on doing once I get into college, because that is something I'm planning on going back to. As I stated before, I dropped out of college when I was 18. I took a semester at Kent State, and it's relatively expensive there, like extremely, extremely expensive. And I couldn't afford to continue. I owed the school $2,000 that I didn't have, and that my parents didn't have, and no one had. And so I had to drop out, but I also didn't necessarily have to drop out. I could have transferred to a different school, which was a lot cheaper. But I didn't do that. Instead, I moved down to Louisiana to be with Cass, as a lot of you know. And I don't regret that decision. I think it was probably better off for me to spend most of my time as a teenager finding myself. And I think I did that. I think in the past 3 to 4 years, I've really found who I'm supposed to be. And that's like a really great thing to do. And I'm proud of myself for doing what I did and moving around and not settling down for anything, just kind of finding exactly who I want to be with, and where I want to be in my life. And I did that. And I think that was a great decision on my part. I don't regret it for the world. I think moving around as much as I did was exactly what I needed to do. It ended up getting me to where I am now, which makes me a very happy and satisfied person. And I think that's exactly where I needed to be, was to get to this situation where I'm happy. Now, what do I want to be when I grow up? When I plan on going back to college, and after I do get everything paid off to be able to do so, I plan on going into the psychology field. After everything that I've been through, after landing in the mental hospital, as well as the transition progress and the need to see a therapist there, I feel like I need to give back. And I've always been like that. If I get something that means a lot to me, I always give back. I enjoy making other people happy more than anyone else in the world. I don't care about making myself happy. I care about making everyone else happy, which is something that I needed to work on as my teen years went on, is making myself happy, which is something I've finally been able to grasp, and I've been working on and been doing very well in. I wanted to get into the psychology field. I took a psychology class my first semester of college, and I very much enjoyed it, and decided that what major I was in was not the major I wanted to be in anymore. I want to become a counselor or a therapist for someone in the LGBT community. I feel like that's where I can give back the most. And that won't be the only thing I do. I want to have to deal with depression and anxiety and OCD and bipolar and all mental illnesses. I want to help out in any way, shape, or form that I can. And I feel like with the little bit of help that I've gotten, I can kind of give back, because I have a lot of information in my head about how to make myself feel better, but it isn't just about me, it's about everybody else too. Like, I can help other people with a little bit of knowledge I received, and I think that's a great thing. So that's where I plan on being once I get my feet on the ground again and get myself back into the swing of things, is to be a therapist for the LGBT community as well as anybody with a mental illness. And I feel like that's just something that is where I was supposed to be in life. I think getting that time off of school and finding that out was the exact thing I needed to do, because I enjoy giving back to the community. I enjoy giving back to anyone who has ever helped me, and I enjoy making other people happy, and that's just what brings me satisfaction. Making people happy brings me satisfaction, and helping people brings me satisfaction, and I feel like that's probably the best place to put myself in for a career that would make me happy entirely. So with that being said, if you liked what you saw in this video, you can give me a thumbs up. If you want to see more from me, you can hit subscribe, and if you have any comments, questions, or concerns, you can hit me up at my Tumblr, but just a fair warning, and I'm just going to put this in here because it needs to be said. I don't have Anonymous on anymore on my Tumblr. If you want to talk to me, it has to be publicly showing who you are. That involves even questions, concerns. You have to show me who you are at this point. I don't accept anonymous questions anymore because I've had a lot of people questioning my life choices and criticizing me on what I'm doing with my life, and I don't really much enjoy that. I finally got myself to a happy place where I'm trying to go full force into that happy part of my life, and I feel like when I read some of those questions, it kind of backtracked me a little bit, but got me to delete them and continue on with my track. And I don't feel like I need to put in the time and effort to read them and then delete them over and over and over again. And it seems like once I turned off the anonymous questions, I didn't get any more hate or stupid shit about what I'm doing with my life. So, that being said, If you have any comments, questions, or concerns, you can hit me up on my Tumblr. It's not private anymore, so you might want to be careful with how you word things if you feel like it's going to backlash. That being said, though, I'm usually generally a nice dude, so don't be afraid to message me. I really enjoy giving back to people, as I stated before, so I am full force for answering any questions or addressing any concerns. But other than that, guys, I will see you guys.